everyone, and welcome back to the GeekWave. This is the low-budget show. It's the show so low it has no budget. And once again, we are back for one of our patented news-only episodes. There's a couple reasons for this. I guess the main one being last week when I wanted to do an episode, there was this thing called a wildfire nearby where I live, and because of that, things were uprooted in my life, and I had to deal with that situation. You know, as one does. Everything's okay now. That's good. The other thing is, I want to do something big for the summer that kind of like encompasses a lot of the channel, so we're going to be announcing that at the end of this episode. So I'm like, yeah, we could take a break. We come back and talk about news before we get into like the big summer event of Tsunami Studios for the next couple of weeks. And to my delight, there's a lot of cool news to talk about. Some interesting trailers, some first looks at some TV shows and shit people are excited about. A couple of disappointing things we have to get over, but we'll get into it and enjoy everything going on in the world. So, like I said, there is an announcement at the end of this video we're going to be talking about. So if you want to skip to that, it'll be in the time codes below. If you want to see any of these news individually, it'll be in the time code. And you can talk about certain things. So first off, let's talk about this. I guess it's like a big reveal, is it? I don't know. Captain America 4 had a title change. For the longest time, we were calling this show New World Order, which I'm like, yeah, I guess that's fun. I guess what's the New World about? I don't know, because like, I don't know, that Captain America movie, it's got like maybe the Serpent Society in it, and it's got the leader in it, and maybe like Red Hulk, if we're to believe like those set photos that we saw of like Harrison Ford in ripped clothing. Do you think we're actually going to have Harrison Ford do mocap? Oh my god, I would love it if Red Hulk acted like an 80-year-old man. That would be really fun to me. I don't know, maybe I'm just the only person that wants to see that, but that'd be really cool. But no, it's happening. I mean, it makes sense. New World Order does have some darker connotations to it, so Brave New World works fine. That show is canceled anyway, so nobody's going to really like care about the use of that name. I might be the only person that remembers that show on Peacock where they did like the classic book, Brave New World. Do you remember that? I don't know. It had Alden Ehrenreich. I thought it was fine. It was a cool story. I don't know. Brave New World. Hooray. We're doing it. Cool. It got delayed till June of next year, which makes sense. All of Marvel's stuff kind of got shuffled around for a minute, mainly due to the writer's strike, possibly due to the fact that a couple of our characters and actors that we thought were going to be leading certain things may be a little gross right now, and we don't want to touch them, and we want to wait to see how Ezra Miller's stuff plays out with the Flash movie before we decide what to do with Tena Huerta and Jonathan Majors. I don't know. Kind of sad, but 2027 Secret Wars. I know it's not that far away. Like 4 years isn't that long, but I just can't imagine caring about that 4 years from now. Like, I'm already checked out, but having me be invested for something in 4 years, I just don't know if I give a shit. It's crazy. Isn't it kind of cool how, like, the MCU dominated pop culture for, like, the 2010s, and then the moment the coronavirus took place, people were like, actually, I don't want this anymore. Interesting. Cool. I don't know. It's something to look at, something to talk about. Very fun. Speaking of stuff to talk about that could be very fun, it was kind of rumored the other day that, like, the creators behind the Super Mario Bros. Movie would be working on a Legend of Zelda movie. It was a rumor for a minute. It got debunked right away, where it's like, that's actually not happening. We're not doing it. Nintendo said not yet. Maybe it'll be soon. I don't know. I mean, it's going to happen eventually. I just wanted to bring it up because I'm like, yeah, that makes sense that we'd do that we'd go that route. But who knows? Maybe we don't want to do it yet. But we probably do. It's like the next logical choice when it comes to doing something with the Nintendo property. Because I don't know if you jump into Star Fox or Metroid yet. It'd probably be Legend of Zelda. That's like the next big Universal one. But I don't know. I'm just excited about all this stuff. They make good movies. Unlike the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which the more I think about it, the more I don't really like. I thought it was just okay. And I guess that's a controversy, but who cares? Critics are wrong all the time, right? They don't know anything. Critics are dumb. No, but when that was debunked, where it's like, we're actually not working on a Legend of Zelda movie, there was one that was greenlit that we have to talk about. So the writers of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Aaron Horvath and Michael Jelenic, were they the guys attached to do Fantastic Four for a minute? Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of some other guys. They wrote the Super Mario Bros. Movie. They are attached to pen the Meet the Flintstones movie. So what this is, we don't know much about it yet, but it's an animated Flintstones origin movie called Meet the Flintstones. It's in the works from WB Animation, so take that as you will. This is like exactly what I want in my life right now. Oh, man. I love that. So here's the thing. I'm a big Flintstones guy. If you followed this channel long enough, you might know that. I don't actively talk about it a lot. There are so many times, just in my normal life, where I'm like, should I just start a Flintstones podcast and just talk about these characters and like the old cartoon and all that stuff? I recently went to a toy show like last week, and I bought the entire original set of like Flintstones trading cards because I have a problem. So an animated prequel called Meet the Flintstones. They say, well, it's not really a prequel, it's more origin movie. So what I'm guessing is it's going to be like the opposite of what Bedrock is, where Bedrock's about like Pebbles being older and like her dad's retired. We're going to see like a young Fred Flintstone meet Wilma, and maybe Barney and Betty are going to show up. I like this idea a lot. It reminds me of Rob Zombie's The Munsters, which is a controversial movie, kind of, where people are like, who made this? What's it for? What are we doing with any of this? I think it's a fine movie, and just that idea alone does kind of excite me. I do like the idea of just Warner Brothers taking the Flintstones property and being like, this is something we can do stuff with. Like, we should try to do stuff with it. I guess it would be like the biggest of like their Hanna-Barbera stuff, considering they're not doing much with Scooby-Doo that people are happy with at the moment. So that's a cool idea. I hope it leads to like more attempts like this, because Jellystone was really good. I know people don't talk about Jellystone a lot, but I thought it was a really fun show. I want to see them do more stuff with this. If we're getting like an actual like theatrical released Flintstones movie, I'll take it in any form I can get. That's really cool to see. Makes more sense than doing a live action one. I love that a lot. And it can lead to, here's a young bachelor Fred coming up in a society where men have to act a certain way. Maybe he doesn't, and they fall in love, and monogamy is a new thing. Who knows? It could be really fun. I just love the Flintstones. This excites me. And we're still supposedly getting that Bedrock TV show at Fox. We're supposedly still getting that. I don't know if that's been worked on at all, especially now since like the writer's strike has probably delayed every single thing we're talking about immensely, but it's kind of cool. I like that. Anytime they do something with the Flintstones, I am there to be excited about it. I'm there to be happy about it. I think that's really cool. Sometimes Warner Brothers can make really smart decisions, and sometimes they don't, kind of like our next piece of news. So I have been covering Superman and Lois since the first season. We are almost done the third season, and up until this point, there has been no news about season 4. Well, we got confirmation the other day about the fourth season. It's going to be on the CW. So the fourth season will be on the CW, which initially you're like, that's cool, because I guess that means like the same production's going to go into it and everything's kind of going to work the same. And then they're like, well, it's going to be 10 episodes. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, lower episodes, you can do more with your budget, and it's going to be a reduced budget. And you're like, I'm sorry, that kind of worries me, because what does that mean exactly? Oh, and we're going to get rid of like every recurring character that's not like a Kent. And you're like, excuse me? So I'll be the first to say it. Superman and Lois does have a big roster of characters. They have a lot of supporting cast. I don't have a problem with it. I think it helps benefit that story where we don't have to focus every single minute on Superman and Lois. I like seeing the adventures of Lana and John Henry. Everyone knows my favorite character is Kyle Cushing. I love him, but we have just got confirmation that I think around 7 of the main casts are not going to be, or they're not going to be like in like a recurring role where they're top billed and stuff like that. They might do some spot appearances in random episodes, but as it stands, Sam Lane is no longer in it. Lana, Sarah, and Kyle aren't in it anymore. Neither is Chrissy. Which you're like, what are we doing here? And neither are John Henry and Natalie. Like, none of those characters are going to be back for, like, recurring characters. I'm like, whoa, that's a majority of your cast. That's worrisome. Getting rid of that many people is terrifying, especially since like Sam Lane is kind of an important character to the DoD stuff. Like, what are we really doing now? We did bump one person up to a series regular. That is Lex Luthor. He will be appearing in the next 2 episodes. And I guess the final season's just going to be like whatever that's going to look like. I don't know. This is very worrisome to me. And it does not look good for the future of the show. I would be very excited to see what this last season would be like, because I genuinely think the show needs to end on a high note. Now I don't think it is. It definitely feels like the CW is going to gut it and just like wrap up the one storyline that they had left because it's more popular than Gotham Knights a little bit. So this sucks. This sucks. I've been championing this show for so long, talking about how good it is and how much I like everything about it, and now all we have is this crap that it's just it's gonna fall. Like, what are we doing? There's nothing left here worth talking about, you know? I'll still be covering the 4th season whenever that comes out. But man, oh man, does this worry me. This worries me so much. I don't know what that's gonna look like. Scary. Very scary. Terrifying. 7 main cast members are not returning. A lower budget. You know what that means? We're probably going to get like less sets, less Supermaning stuff going on, unless all the money's going to the Supermaning stuff and we're not going to focus on anything. You might as well just get rid of the kids at that point. You know, that's crazy. That is craziness. I don't understand that. It's very annoying and I hate it. And we'll stop there before I rant on this all day, because I probably could rant about it all day, but we'll stop there and we'll move on to our next topic, because this one's kind of interesting. This is a new piece of information that came out the other day. Jordan Peele and Selena Gomez are developing Image Comics' Coyotes into a Prime series. Film Updates reports. Okay, so she joined as executive producer while Peele's attached through his Monkey Paw production banner. As executive producer, Sean Lewis will be lending his eye to the Prime Video series. Okay, that's fun. I mean, yeah, I do think Gomez has kind of like entered that era where she's going to start developing a lot more stuff than starring in. I don't know how many more seasons of like Only Murders in the Building she's got left, but use your power to make some cool stuff. That's kind of exciting. And Coyotes is a newish series from Image Comics. Underworld meets Sicario in the new miniseries from Sean Lewis, an amazing new artist, Caitlin Yarsky, hunted by a legion of wolves that roam the border. Women are disappearing. The survivors band together to wage war. Detective Frank Kofi is trying to understand this mythic level bloodbath when he comes across Red, a little girl with a secret and a sword, ultra violent and smart as hell. Coyotes transforms the everyday into a myth we can rally behind. Okay, so I did not know anything about this going into it. It's like a werewolf thing. Okay, that's fine. Maybe not even werewolf, just like wolves. Okay, if it's wolves, why is it called Coyotes? I don't know. But cool. I think Jordan Peele picks really good projects to work on, so I have no doubt he's going to do the right thing. Selena Gomez is entering that stage of her career where she's going to start picking the right things to do, and that's going to be really exciting. I think she's going to do fantastic, and this could be really cool. I do like that, because it was the other day that they announced, or I guess like a month ago now, where it's like, Amazon wants to make a bunch of original stuff because Invincible and The Boys were so successful for them. So they're going to start buying a bunch of properties. Sex Criminals was rumored. Bitch Planet was rumored. Coyotes is rumored now. They tried Paper Girls. It didn't really work, but they also didn't push it properly. I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of crazy, but they're going to do it. That's exciting. That's kind of exciting. I do like that. So hopefully that works. I don't know. I'm kind of worried, but... no, they're good. They're talented. It's going to work fine. On another note, we're going to be jumping into a trailer this week because we have our first look at Elio, Pixar's latest endeavor. Here's the thing. I just watched Elemental very recently. It's a movie that I adore immensely. I had an absolute blast with Elemental. I thought it looked really good. Made me smile, made me cry. I enjoyed it a lot. It looked really cute. And Elio played before that, like the trailer, and I just got really giddy. I really like the idea of Elio. Like, this kid wants to spend time with his mom. She monitors like something at NASA maybe, and he gets sucked into some space thing, and these aliens think that he's the leader of Earth. Okay, I'm here for it. That's a cool premise. If I was a little boy, a young man, if you will, a child even, this would be my identity. Like, that's my dream, just like getting sucked into space and having to do shit there. It's awesome. It looked really funny. I laughed at the jokes. It looked a little more self-serious than I thought it would. I appreciated it so much. It's just really fun. I'm kind of back on Pixar's good side right now. I haven't liked Lightyear that much. I thought it was just too self-serving and not that interesting, but I am here for this. I am. It looks really cute and fun. The alien designs are unique and clever. I like the joke where the guy ate his mom after he was born, and Elio's like, is that a thing your species does? He's like, nah, it's a me thing. Everyone was totally weirded out. And I'm like, that's funny. I love it. It's cool. Good stuff. Cool. Pixar, I'm back, man. If you get me some good stuff, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So that's cool. That's cool. What else do we have to talk about? A little bit of sad news to cover. I wanted to bring this up. We'll talk about it, I guess, in the middle of everything. Legendary comic book artist and comic book creator John Romita Sr. has passed away. A legend of the industry, one of the oldest guys that was working out there. He was 92 or 93 when he passed. I think he was 93, actually. Just an absolute legend, making some of like your favorite characters, iconic stories. He's worked on thousands of books. Probably most well known for his work on Spider-Man, taking up the reign after Ditko left, and giving you some iconic stuff and some iconic characters, including Mary Jane. You know, he made Mary Jane popular and made her look cool. It's awesome. It's great. And like Spider-Man No More, of course, that iconic story and that iconic issue. Just a legend of the game. You know, an absolute breathtakingly stunning artist and making some cool stuff, and you just love to see it. His work is impressive. His legacy will be felt forever. There may never be one like him again. That whole like early era of like the 60s Marvel, I think there's a lot of good, talented people in there. And sometimes we forget just how impactful and important those artists were. And he's kind of like one of the last ones of that era that was still alive. So it definitely feels like a part of Marvel history left with him. That kind of sucks. But he has a good legacy. His son is still doing work too. It's cool. It's fun. What a guy. What a cool dude. Did he do Kraven? We'll talk more about Kraven as we go on in this episode, but did he do Kraven? I can't remember. He did the wedding issue, right? Like the special wedding issue? I think he did. I don't read Spider-Man. Oh, I love it, though. What a guy. It's great. There's just some cool stuff out there, and artists are just making great stuff. I love it so much. So, the other day, Netflix had their ta-dum, ba-ba-bum thing. Do you remember when Netflix like did that? Where they're like, we're doing a thing? Yeah. Well, they unveiled a couple of things. We're not going to talk about all of it just because who cares? Gal Gadot had a new movie that nobody's going to watch. There's some other crap that they revealed. The Witcher, you get it. You'll watch it or not. It doesn't matter at this point. A couple of things I wanted to talk about. Shah Rukh Khan dedicates his Father's Day tweet to promote baby Shuhana Khan's debut film, The Archies. That might not be like the best headline because I'm under like the Times of India, but this is kind of exciting. I thought this was really interesting. Like I saw it like a poster for this earlier, and basically this is a movie called The Archies, and we had a trailer for it, and I I think it's just like an Indian version of the Archie comics, right? It's set in 1964, so already it's doing better than Riverdale. But we just got a bunch of cool people doing some cool dances, and they look great, and it's fun. And the trailer was great. So this is like what I want to see when you do something with the Archies. They go to like Pop's malt shop, and it's fun. Everyone's having fun. This looks so great. And it's a diverse cast. I will be watching this for sure. I don't watch a lot of Netflix anymore, but I'm here for it. I mean, do we have the name of the characters? Are they going to be named like Archie, Betty, Veronica, and stuff? Or are they going to be changed for like the ethnicity they're a part of? I don't know. I just think it's cool. Like if the Archie comic like universe is letting them do this, let's rock and roll, baby. I'm here for it. Looks really fun. That excited me from the Netflix stuff. I thought that looked really cool. But unfortunately, it's not the only thing Netflix revealed that we have to talk about, because Netflix did the classic thing Netflix loves to do. And they're like, do you like a property a lot and you're excited for us to tackle it? Do you? Of course you do. Well, guess what, folks? They're doing 2 of them. So we got first look at 2 properties that Netflix is about to ruin with 1 season that nobody's going to watch because it's going to go poorly, just like Cowboy Bebop and Jupiter's Legacy before it. The first one we got was a trailer for One Piece. I'm not even going to attempt to get into One Piece and explain any of that shit. I say shit loosely. I'm sure it's good and people like it, but man, did I feel nothing for that. Again, I don't watch One Piece. I don't know anything about the anime or anything that involves it. I know a lot of people like it and think it's really cool. I know it's an ever-expanding universe, but I just don't care. And that trailer did not sell me. It looked exactly like Cowboy Bebop, which turned out to be ugly and boring and nobody liked it. So sure, if this is what we're going to do, I guess do it again for One Piece. I'm sure that'll make everybody happy. But then again, I don't care. I don't care. I just don't know who this is for, right? Like, who's genuinely like, yes, finally, a live-action One Piece made by Americans. I don't understand who's excited for that. Very bizarre. On the same note, too, we had our first official images for the Avatar: The Last Airbender series from Netflix. And what are we doing? You know, look, I understand, like, wanting to cash in on these properties, but they don't look good. You can't tell me they look better than the original or that anybody is excited to see that work of art put to just people in real life. It just doesn't work. It doesn't look as interesting. Like, cool. Like, that photo of Aang, it's great. Like, the kid's in good cosplay, but it means nothing, and nobody feels anything towards it. And you have all the cast there, and yes, they look like people in the costumes of the characters, but when is animation going to be enough? Why does Netflix feel the need to try to do this? You have proven it doesn't work, Netflix. You've tried it more than once, and it hasn't worked. So the fact that you keep trying it just proves you're not learning your lesson. This doesn't look good. One Piece doesn't look good. It's just bizarre. What are we doing? And isn't this like the guy playing Sokka lied about, or Sokka? I don't know. I watched it. I don't remember it. I don't have the affinity like other people do. Isn't the actor who's playing Sokka, didn't he lie about his ethnicity, saying he was indigenous so he could get in the audition and get the part, but he might actually just be like a white guy? Isn't that like the controversy at the moment? Oh man, I don't know. They're putting so much money into this thing that they're just gonna cancel. Why are we doing this? I don't know. What are we doing? Like, you had 3 seasons of a really strong animated show that people like. The One Piece anime is forever growing, forever going strong. This can't satisfy. Like, even if it tries to, there's no way it's actually gonna satisfy. Like, properly, fully, wholeheartedly satisfy. How could it? How could it? I don't know. It's not for me. It's not for me. But you know what surprisingly is for me, which is something we have to talk about. It dropped right before I started recording, so I'm like, okay, we are talking about this. I have to talk about this trailer because I love it. I actually love it. Kraven the Hunter. Yeah, I'm sorry. I freaking loved this trailer. The action looked cool. The violence looked cool. The premise looked cool. Aaron Taylor Johnson looks cool as fuck in this movie. Just a dude who knows he's had a rough life, coming in to stop his dad from being a dick. I'm here for it. Like, he looks so strong and tough, and he's just running amok in these fast, like, oh my goodness, the shots of his eyes just lighting up. He's got like a primal look in them. He's just charging at people. I'm sorry, but that looks freaking sick. And the costume looks freaking sick. And the violence looks freaking sick. This is just amazing. I loved this trailer. Russell Crowe has just been committed to never doing a normal accent in a movie again. We just got out of The Pope's Exorcist, and he's like, what if I do that accent, but with a tinge more Russian to it? That's great. And we get to see a guy turning into the Rhino. Anybody who hates this is just a dick, okay? This looked awesome. He looked so hot and big and bulky and sick and just intense, and he's running everywhere, and everyone's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm doing crazy stuff. I'm going to throw a bear trap on a guy. I think this looks awesome. I'm not even sorry for it. I did not like any of the Venoms or Morbius, but they got me with this. Kraven is my favorite Spider-Man villain, and Aaron Taylor Johnson, well, I'm not sold on the voice. He is a big guy doing some cool shit. I like it. The poster looks intense and crazy. He fought a lion. I'm sorry, okay? You won me over. I didn't think you would, but you did. I'm here for this stupid Kraven movie. What an insane thing. What is this movie? What is anything happening right now? I do not understand. Who's this for? Not that I need it to be for someone specifically. Well, I know who it's for. It's for me, surprisingly, because I love it. I'm going to look at the trailer right now, and we're going to talk it through. Okay, so we open it up. Dark glowing eyes. His hunt starts now. Spiders. There's spiders in it. He's wearing a big torch. I'm here for it. He's angry. He looks like a beast. I'm sorry. This is exactly... There's no reason to make a Kraven movie. Of course not. But if you're going to do it, this is how you do it. Like, he's in the jungle for some of it. His dad's like, kill this lion. It's great. I'm sorry. I love it. The lion looks good, too. I'm sorry. I think it's great. I'm sorry. I think it's cool that the lion's blood goes into his blood. Like, the blood of the lion falls into an open wound he has, and it gives him lion powers. I'm sorry. That's freaking cool. I'm sorry it's cool that he's running away from guys on, like, snowmobiles, and he gets wolves to help him take him down. That's freaking cool. If you don't think that's cool, you're a terrible person. Can he see through the eyes of a bird? I don't know. But now he's just stopping guys and just killing them. This is sick, okay? Are these poachers? And he bites a guy's nose off. What do you want from me, okay? This is it. Like, this is why we make movies. This has the perfect schlucky action bullshit that I want. A mix of The Pope's Exorcist and Beast. A movie where Idris Elba fights a lion. That's dope. I'm sorry. This is cool. Everyone shut up, okay? I really like Kraven. It looks really good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just looks good. And we do have one final piece of news to talk about. This one is kind of interesting, but it's also very expected because of the times we live in with the writer's strike and everything going on. So Sam Ishmael, who you might know as the guy that made the, what's the name of that thing? Why am I forgetting the name? Mr. Robot. He made Mr. Robot. Do you remember Mr. Robot when it was popular for like that 1 minute? Well, he was going to be like, guys, my big follow-up is going to be Metropolis. Finally, somebody is going to be tackling the long-awaited Metropolis reboot. It was going to be a streaming TV series on Apple TV, which I'm like, okay, if you want. I can't think of any reason to do that, actually. But hey, if you want to do it, Who am I to stop you, my G? I don't know. Go ahead and try. Anyways, it was just canceled. It was scrapped right before production. They say it's partly because of the writer's strike, but also because, like, yeah, the mounting pre-production costs. Of course. Why for the life of you are you dropping that much money into a Metropolis TV show? I don't understand that. You shouldn't. You shouldn't be doing that. It's crazy. It's insane. But I guess it's like this was going to provide like a bunch of jobs for where it was filming, which was it filming in Australia, which would have been a big production there and gave like the city a bunch of money for the local economy. But now Apple's like, actually, we're not going to do it, which again, it sucks that the industry of Australia has to deal with that bullshit right now. But it's probably for the best that they don't do this. Because who cares? Who cares, right? Children, young people, don't know what Metropolis is. I know one person who is my age that has seen Metropolis that isn't me. I'm not even the biggest fan of Metropolis. I don't think that movie is my favorite of the era or my favorite Fritz Lang movie. It's impactful and important, and I get that. I just could never connect with it truly. And I don't know. I just like, what are we doing? Why would you spend? You should not be spending that much on this. Is it going to be a silent show? Of course not. So it loses the effect. It's not really a future anymore, is it? It's just like robot today and working class hard, you know? Ugh. I can't see that having any impact today when every single piece of content is saying the same thing. So it's cool that Apple is like, we're not actually going to make this. It sucks for the Victoria economy that they're not going to make it, but good that it's not happening. That is crazy. That is crazy that anybody was going to make that. It's insanity. Good thing it's not happening. I think it's a good thing it's not happening. I really do. I really do think it's good. And that is all the news we have. A little bit of a shorter episode this week, but again, we are launching into something in next week's episode that is going to be really fun. So when I started this channel, there's a couple of things where I'm like, I want to try to do like themed stuff throughout the years. If there's like a big movie or big TV show coming out where I can talk about certain things that lead up to it. There is one coming out this summer called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. I'm a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fanatic. I love the universe and everything about it. So in preparation for that movie, I've decided we're going to take over a little bit of the release schedule for the next couple of weeks and drop a whole lot of Ninja Turtle content. It is officially the Tsunami Studios Cowabunga Summer for now until the movie Mutant Mayhem releases, and even after that, every episode of the GeekWave will be themed to Ninja Turtles. Every episode of Movie Tales will be themed to Ninja Turtles. We might do some commentaries, we might do other events and just talk about it at large. It's very exciting to lead up to a movie I'm super pumped for. We're going to be looking back at every single Ninja Turtle movie. We're going to be doing really fun episodes of the GeekWave talking about characters and mutants and pitches for stuff like that and the toys and everything. It's going to be really fun, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. It is the Tsunami Studios Cowabunga Summer. More information will be coming as we jump into it, but expect a whole heapin' hell of Ninja Turtle content coming to this channel. A whole plethora of Ninja Turtle crap for you to indulge in, to watch me indulge in as we prepare for this really exciting movie. I'm thinking I might do a video when I get all of the Mutant Mayhem toys. We'll see what happens. It's just really exciting time to be a Ninja Turtle fan, and I wanted to share my love for the universe with this place I do this crap on. So we're going to be doing the Cowabunga Summer. It's going to be really fun, really enjoying, and I hope you all have the interest to see what could come from it. I think some of you will. If you don't, I do understand, but expect a lot more Ninja Turtle content coming to this channel for the Tsunami Studios Cowabunga Summer. It's going to be pretty fun. And hey, that is going to do it for this episode of the GeekWave. Now, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you could check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe. Cowabunga, dude. See you next week when we talk about Ninja Turtles. Don't know which one we're starting with yet, but it's going to be fun. Later.